Inventory is the source of money tied up in the business that supply chain and operations managers have the most influence over, and so is worth extra attention. Having inventory is essential for essentially all supply chains. We need stuff to process, to show customers, to have in stock to sell them, and there is stuff that we are transporting. It's a necessity, but we still want to minimize it. This means that we want the inventory that we have to be moving, flowing through the supply chain and generating profit. Obviously, bigger supply chains need more inventory. After implementing a robust system to measure how much inventory we have, we need to put that in perspective, for example by comparing it to the sales of the business. And there are several common methods for doing this. Inventory turnover compares a business's sales in a given time period against the total amount of inventory held by the business in that same period. It essentially expresses the sales, or use of inventory, as a fraction of the total inventory held, which is useful for gauging the flow of inventory through the supply chain. The higher the inventory turnover, the better. We can also express inventory turnover in days inventory outstanding, which is another useful approach for measuring the flow of inventory. An annual inventory turnover of 12 means once per month, and so is equivalent to a day's inventory outstanding of about 30 days. This metric is an important input when evaluating the cash flow of a business. Another measure, the gross margin return on investment, measures the return on investment of inventory and is calculated by dividing the gross margin by the average inventory investment. A higher GMROI indicates a more efficient supply chain, making more profit margin for the amount of cash invested in inventory. These relative inventory measures help a business to compare current performance with their own past performance and with the performance of similar companies. Knowing these figures will help a business to work towards improving some of their top-level financial KPIs, including return on capital employed and also, importantly, their cash flow. The faster that inventory is flowing through the supply chain from supplier to customer, as opposed to sitting in warehouses, shops and factories, the better.